The new boy walked through the school gates with quiet confidence, but everyone's eyes followed him like he didn't belong. His name was Malik, a transfer student who carried a calm that made people curious, and some, jealous. Whispers followed him down the hallway, and a group of boys smirked, planning their next joke. Malik didn't react. His silence was misunderstood for fear. But behind those calm eyes, he carried a past shaped by discipline, patience, and strength. That morning, as he found his locker, one of the bullies accidentally dropped his books. The hallway froze, waiting to see how he'd react. Malik simply smiled, picked them up, and walked away. No one knew this wasn't weakness. It was control. A lesson learned from someone who taught him that true power isn't shown by fists, but by how you rise above disrespect. By the second week, the whispers had turned into laughter. The bullies found joy in teasing Malik, his accent, his clothes, even the way he spoke softly. But Malik stayed composed, his calmness only confusing them more. In gym class, when one of the boys tripped him, everyone burst into laughter. Malik got up, dusted off, and simply said, "You'll understand someday." Those words lingered like a mystery. That night, at home, Malik stood before his father's framed picture, a former martial arts teacher who always said, "Strength isn't for showing off, it's for standing tall when others try to pull you down." Malik trained quietly every night, not to fight, but to remind himself who he really was. His father's words echoed in his mind, keeping him grounded in a world that tried to shake his peace. The next day, the bullies pushed harder. They wanted a reaction. During lunch, one of them knocked Malik's tray to the ground. Gasps filled the cafeteria. Malik knelt, picked up his tray, and simply said, "You really need this more than I do," before walking away. His calm broke their pride, because he didn't play their game. Rumors began spreading, "He's too calm, maybe he's hiding something." Teachers noticed the tension but saw no reason to intervene. Malik wasn't reacting. But inside, he was fighting a bigger battle, not against them, but against his own frustration. That evening, he trained again, slow, precise moves, steady breathing, mastering the art of control. Because he knew one thing, someday, they'd push too far. And when that day came, he wouldn't lose his cool, but they would finally see who he really was. A rainy afternoon changed everything. The bullies cornered Malik behind the gym, joking and taunting, trying to get him angry. Malik stood silently, his backpack still on, his eyes firm but calm. When one boy shoved him hard, Malik stepped back, not in fear, but in restraint. His calm only fueled their confusion. Finally, a teacher's voice echoed through the rain, stopping them. Malik didn't speak a word. He just walked away, soaked but unbothered. That silence haunted them more than any argument ever could. Later that evening, one of the boys saw Malik at the community center, teaching younger kids self-defense. It wasn't about fighting, it was about balance, respect, and peace. The bully stood there, frozen. He realized, this boy wasn't weak. He was stronger than all of them combined, because he knew how to control power, not abuse it. Rumors began to shift. People started noticing Malik's kindness, helping others, tutoring, smiling through every challenge. Even the bullies started feeling something they never expected, guilt. During basketball tryouts, Malik volunteered to play on the same team as the ones who once mocked him. His teamwork stunned everyone. He passed, encouraged, and lifted them when they missed a shot. That's when one of the bullies finally asked, "Why didn't you ever fight back?" Malik smiled and said softly, "Because fighting back doesn't always mean you win. Sometimes, it just means you lose yourself." His words hit harder than any punch could. For the first time, they looked at him not as a target, but as someone they could learn from. Weeks passed, and the school atmosphere began to change. Malik's calm nature spread like sunlight in a cold room. The same boys who used to mock him now respected him, even followed his lead. During an after-school event, when a fight broke out between other students, Malik stepped in. With a few steady words and calm presence, he diffused the tension instantly. Teachers praised his maturity. That night, as he walked home, Malik finally felt peace. He looked up at the sky and whispered, "You were right, Dad. Power is not what they see. It's what you feel inside." His journey had come full circle, from being misunderstood to being admired. But for Malik, it was never about being seen. It was about staying true. Months later, Malik stood on stage, receiving an award for leadership. The same bullies who once teased him clapped proudly in the audience. When he stepped to the microphone, the auditorium fell silent. People once told me I was too quiet, he began, smiling. But silence can be powerful. It teaches you to listen before you react, to understand before you judge. He looked at his classmates, then added, "Real strength isn't about fighting. It's about peace, patience, and self-respect." The audience erupted in applause, but Malik's eyes quietly found his father's picture in his locket. That night, as he walked home, he finally understood, sometimes the strongest fighter is the one who never throws a punch.